The story begins in 1944. This is the time of World War II where Hitler's Nazi army is looting priceless things, and now they have caught Indiana Jones, who had come here in search of a priceless dagger. That dagger is now with a Nazi officer who puts it in his bag. And then there is a blast here. Indiana Jones takes advantage of it and runs away and sits in a car. Then two Nazi officers sit in the same car. They think that the one who is ahead is one of their army, but Indiana Jones is ahead. He keeps driving the car quietly, and soon those officers find out that the car that is driving is Indiana Jones. But before they catch him, he runs away and gets on a train. In this train, the Nazi soldiers take all the priceless things and throw them in the car, and in this train, there is also a dagger. He reaches the compartment where the dagger is, but after opening the box, he finds out that this is not the real dagger, but it is a replica of it actually. The Nazi soldier who had kept this dagger in the box is a scientist, and he knows what its value is. That scientist also has a special machine, which was made by another scientist. And time travel is also done with this small machine. So what does this mean? Indiana Jones knows that if he stays here, his life is in danger, so he goes to the next compartment where his friend was tied to a chair. He frees him and leaves from there in front of him. A scientist comes who has a time travel machine. Indiana Jones punches him and takes his machine and goes on the train. But now, the Nazi soldiers have discovered that Indiana Jones is in this train, and he follows him. Indiana Jones jumps into the water with his friend. Both of them are saved. Indiana Jones finds out that the explosion in front of the train was done by the Americans. And now Indiana Jones has a time travel machine. The story goes on for 25 years from here. The year is 1969. Indiana Jones is now a professor in a college. He teaches history. He asks questions to the children in his class. He could not answer their questions. There is a girl named Helena who answers all their questions. Hearing this, Indiana Jones becomes very happy. He tells everyone that a scientist had made a lot of modern weapons and devices, with which time travel can also be done. After the class is over, Indiana Jones leaves. Helena also goes after them, and a CIA agent is following them. Now Indiana Jones goes to a bar. Helena comes to them and tells them that I am studying archaeologist. Also discusses about the same time travel device, after which Indiana Jones takes her to his college library, where he shows Helena the same time travel device and tells that the scientist who made it broke half of it. This is only half of it. He did this because he knew that people will use it wrong. Then the CIA agents come here who give them a gun, because the CIA agents knew that Indiana Jones has a part of the time-traveling machine. And before they could take the part of the time-traveling machine, Helena takes it and runs away from here. But they catch Indiana Jones and put her in the car and ask her to tell where that girl has gone with that time-traveling device. Indiana Jones says that, I don't know anything. Now when they are taking Indiana Jones in the car, then there is a lot of crowd on the road because she is not in the car. The crowd is so big that they can't take the car ahead. That's why they decide that they will take Indiana Jones on foot from here. Taking advantage of this, Indiana Jones succeeds in running away from there and goes straight to his friend, where he finds out that Helena is a thief who has spent a lot of time in jail. She steals antique priceless things, after which she auctioned them. And now Indiana Jones wants to get back that part of the time-traveling device in any way. That's why they reach the hotel where Helena is going to auction that device. Here Indiana Jones also sees that scientist, from which he got this part of the time-traveling device in 1944. Actually, this scientist is cheating the Americans here. He also works with NASA, but he is actually a German scientist, and so he is a scientist. And he gives all the information to the Germans, and Indiana Jones has recognized him. And now he goes to Helena and says that you can't auction it. Here, everyone wants to get this device. And the German scientist runs away with that part of the device. Indiana Jones and Helena come out after following him, but now there is no use of it. The Nazi scientist leaves here with the part of the time-traveling device and meets his team. Actually, he works with CIA and NASA, but no one knows that he is a German. One CIA agent says that, because of you, many of our people are in danger. You shouldn't have done this. And now he shows his real face. He shoots him and says that I was a Nazi, and I will always be a Nazi. On the other hand, we are shown Indiana Jones, who goes to his friend, who has a ship. He tells him that I am a Nazi, and I will always be a Nazi, for which I need your ship. He is ready to help Indiana Jones. Helena and her assistant also come with them. And now Helena asks Indiana Jones that if you have to travel in time, in the past, Then at what time would you like to go? Indiana Jones says that I would like to go at the moment in which my son died in an accident. I would like to save him. They get emotional and leave from here. They reach the place where they had to reach the next morning. Actually, a ship of the Germans had sunk here and they have to reach that ship. They all dive into the sea and reach the place where the ship is buried in the depths of the water. They go into the ship where they get a box, and now they come up with that box. And as soon as they come to the surface of the water, they see that the same Nazi scientist who had brought the box from the depths of the sea, and when that box is opened, there is a stone in it which has something written on it. And it is written in the style of old times, which these people cannot read. That's why the scientist goes to Helena with that stone. She is an archaeologist. She can read it. But she tells everything wrong, and as soon as she gets a chance, she blasts a bomb here. In another boat, Indiana Jones and her assistant. Indiana Jones had also obtained that stone. They see that this stone is very heavy. That's why they set the stone on fire. And in a short time, that stone turns into a gold plate. And when they read the things written on it, they find out that it is the same scientist who made the time travel machine. It is written about his coffin, where he buried it. And the second part of the time traveling machine is also there. And now, as soon as he reaches that place, he will find that other part. He wants to get that part. They reach that city. And as soon as they reach here, some people kidnap Helena's assistant. Indiana Jones also tries to follow them, but it is of no use. Helena says, "Don't worry about him. He knows how to keep his attention." And now they reach that place where the scientist's coffin is, where the second part of the time-traveling machine is. But here, the people of Nazi scientists are already there. But these people don't know that they are buried there. They don't know where the second part of the time-traveling machine is. But Indiana Jones knows. Because the stone that was next to it, which later became a gold plate, it was written exactly where the second part of the time-traveling machine is. So the people of Nazi scientists come out of here. When they go ahead, there is also a river there, on which there is a bridge. They cross that wooden bridge and reach the place where the coffin is, in which the scientist was buried. And now, when they open that coffin, there is a scientist's skeleton. Also, they get the second part of the machine here, which makes Indiana Jones very happy. And now, Helena sees the coffin of that stone in which the scientist was buried. It has pictures of today's world, which also has a clock and an airplane. Whereas, when this machine was made, there were no such modern things at that time. After building the machine, he traveled in the future. He also has a watch in his hand, which is very advanced. This watch is so advanced that there is no such watch, even at this time. Now, before he gets out of here, he has to go to the next place. He takes out his watch from his skeleton and puts it on the machine. After that, the machine turns on. Seeing this, the Nazi scientist becomes very happy because he can see everything in the future. He can see everything in the future. He wants to kill Indiana Jones and Helena. But before he shoots them, Helena's assistant comes here and attacks him. After that, the bullets start to run all over the place. And with one bullet, Indiana Jones also gets injured. Helena has to get out of here. After that, the Nazi scientist takes Indiana Jones with him and tells him that he has found a place where he can travel time easily. Now he doesn't need anything. After that, he takes Indiana Jones in a plane. Helena and her assistant are following them. She shows her assistant a plane and asks him if he can drive it. He says that he will try, and he himself follows the plane with that bike. From behind, his assistant is coming from another plane. Indiana Jones is told by the Nazi scientist that, "I will travel time soon because I have found the place from where I can travel time." And then we see light in the sky. And in that light, the Nazi scientist's plane goes. Actually, he has come to the past by time travel, where the war is going on. His plane is now crashing. Helena tries to handle him, but it does not work. He himself is about to fall from the plane, but then Indiana Jones saves him. But both of them fall from the plane. Their parachute opens in time, due to which both of them are saved. Here is also a scientist who made the time travel machine at this time. He is making a time travel machine. His time is not complete. And then he sees that a plane is crashing from the sky. This is the same Nazi's plan, his first tool. He was a scientist who stole the time travel machine, and time became the effect in the past. His plane crashes, that scientist who is making the time travel machine. He goes to that plane. He sees that the Nazi scientist has a very modern watch in his hands, which the Nazi scientist stole from his own skeleton in the future. They take out their watch from his hand on the other hand, We want to be shown where Indiana Jones tells Helena that scientist has stolen, and stolen his freaking a little while ago. That was you. So, I am here for the tour. I am decoking, and all was stolen a little time ago, while the date went by around 13 Massachusetts and Trump's theft, time travel machine. So he had set it up in such a way that if anyone in the future uses this machine, then it reaches the same place in the past where it is. And now, I do not want to go back to the future. I want to stay here. I want to spend as much of my life as I have left here. Then, that scientist also comes here who made the time travel machine. He has a time travel machine in his hand. He says that you can go back in your time with this machine, but Indiana Jones says that, I want to live in this time. Helena gets angry at this. He says that you have to go with us, or else a lot of trouble will happen. Indiana Jones does not want to listen to him, so Helena hits him with a strong punch, which makes him faint. And when he comes to his senses, he sees that he has a time travel machine with him. Actually, Helena brought him back to his time when Indiana Jones himself wanted to live in 2000 in the past, at the time when he was gone, and now he is not happy to come back to this place. Helena comes to him and says that, I know that you are alone. That is why you did not want to come back at this time. Then the wife of Indiana Jones comes here, whom Helena has called here. Indiana Jones and his wife had separated. But once again, he is very happy to get his wife back in his life. And with this story ends here. We hope you like this story.